What's going on, everyone? So today we're going to do a little PC part hunting. I'm going to pick up a PC that I saw on Facebook Marketplace for $50 US, and it has what looks like a B450 MSI board in it, and hopefully it's not like a 2200G or something. Maybe we'll get lucky and get like a 2600X. It looks like a small form factor 1050, probably 2 GB, which is not a great deal. But if you consider everything, like all the parts, I'll throw the ad up on the screen for you guys so you know what I'm talking about. If you consider all the parts that we're gonna get in this bundle, just the motherboard alone can be like 50 bucks. So it's a pretty good deal, and we're gonna go and grab that.
So when I first started this video, I didn't really know exactly what I was gonna do, but I ended up turning a kind of poor performing PC into a much better performing PC for not a lot of money. So that's pretty much the premise of this video. If you're into that, stay tuned.
Thank you, you too.
So Microcenter is actually 10 minutes away from this location. So I decided I'm going to go check out the Cambridge Microcenter. I'm gonna try to bring this camera in. They're probably gonna get mad at me. So let me see. I might bring my phone in instead. I don't know. We'll see about that. As for the computer, it is currently right here. Sorry, I had to switch it to auto. It was really dark. Yeah, so it's an AMD system. It's got a single stick of memory and what I believe is a 1050. We have a 450 EVGA power supply and one of these ugly Cooler Master cases. And this was for 50 bucks. So let's go see what's at our local Microcenter. All right, everybody, we are pulling up to the Cambridge Microcenter. If you haven't been to this location, this is actually one of the oldest locations, I believe. This store hasn't really seen any renovations or anything, but yeah, there's the old sign right there. And yeah, it's one of the oldest ones, I think. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure, like, I remember going to this store back when I was a real little kid, so it's at least 30 years old.
So this is a giant wall of fans, and they were not a big fan of me using my camera in the store without some kind of like press, I don't know, background or something. So Microcenter, hit me up if you want to do an actual video here. I would love to do that. But if not, here's the store, and on this day it was extremely empty for some reason. I think like PC stuff has kind of been down a little bit, to be honest. Like not as many people are going to these stores. The COVID boom was huge, and everything after has kind of fallen off, but yeah, hopefully it will have a uptick very soon. I've always been like an Evo dude, but I really want this car.
So back a couple years ago, it would be very unusual for me to drive to a Microcenter and then leave empty-handed, but I left empty-handed today, and there's a couple reasons for that. Microcenter makes, they sell really good products. They don't sell like cheap stuff. So when you're doing like a budget PC, it's kind of tough to go in there and buy super budget related items. For example, fans. Like I want a 3-pack of RGB fans to throw in this PC, and they want like $60 for a 3-pack of RGB fans. That's just way too much. You can get them for like 20 bucks on Amazon shipped. So that's kind of just the deal with them. They have a lot of great stuff, obviously, and if you are blessed to have one near you, basically like there's endless deals going on if you're looking to build and buy like new stuff. Like if you're going for like a new Ryzen system or a new Intel system, they just have really good combos. But that being said, yeah, it's time to get home and see what we got. There's a few things I noticed about this PC right out of the gate. First of all, this is like one of the worst cases Cooler Master has ever made. I know some people like them, but Jesus, this is so bad. Just crappy. One funny thing that I noticed was if we look at this back here, I can almost tell that this has been built by a local builder. And the reason I say that is because I do this exact same thing where I plug the HDMI so that the person doesn't plug the HDMI into the motherboard. And as you can tell, this probably came from the card and they stuck it in there instead, just so, you know, people don't, they use this down here instead of that. Also, they left their, is this a Wi-Fi? Oh, no, I got a free Wi-Fi out of it. Yeah, so let's see. I believe this is a 1050 2 gigabyte, but we're gonna find out in a second. And then let's see what we got for memory. Right, it's gonna be a single G-Skill, and this is actually a 16 gig stick, I think. 16 or 8 gigabytes. We will find out. It's 3000 speed, CL 1838. One other thing I actually noticed too is that this cooler here is the larger size. It has a thicker heatsink on it, which is actually usually a good thing. It usually indicates there's probably like a X processor in there. I'm really not hoping for like a 2200G or a 3200G. This would be like a more modern, like slim one. So you can see the difference between like that thickness there. And then if you look at the thickness up on this one, I'll show you when I take it off, but let's boot it up first and see what it is. All right, so we got an MSI board, and we have a Ryzen 5 1500X. Weird, it's a very strange CPU to have. I mean, not bad, not a bad CPU. It's a quad-core CPU. Nothing special though. Kind of a little bit disappointed in that, but what are you gonna do? All right, let's turn this thing off and see what we got for a GPU. So one of the reasons why I actually wanted to pick this PC up was I got a bunch of M-ATX cases kicking around, and finding M-ATX boards in the wild is kind of unusual for some reason. It's like, I don't know, they're either like iBuy Power builds or people are just not selling them as much. And I know it's like not a super popular form factor, but yeah, let's see what we got. What do we got? It's actually kind of nice, to be honest. This is a, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. Maybe would be good for somebody. I don't know. Let's see, what is it? Oh, not bad. This is actually a 1050 Ti 4 gigabyte. So that's actually a sweet win right there. That's really good.
So little did I know that this card was actually worth quite a bit of money. I sold this for $87 on eBay the first day that I listed it, because these small form factor cards are very sought after for like Optiplex systems and that kind of thing.
All right, so whoever built this did a kind of crappy job. This is not a pre-built. They used the wrong standoff screws on 2 of them, and I don't know why they did that, so these kind of came out. But this is a decent board. I mean, the reason why I picked this up was pretty much for the board. These are 50, 60 bucks at least on the used market, so the whole computer, or you know, you get a whole computer or you get a board. So why not get the whole computer? This is pretty good too, because this is a B350, so you can still update it and have more modern chips.
Should I say that one-liner again? Little did I know, about a few minutes later, a guy reached out to me looking to sell a 5600X for 60 bucks, and I was offering him 50 bucks. He said okay, came and dropped it off, and here's that footage. Little stroll to meet this fella. Hopefully he's friendly.
What's up, man? I just saw that RS3 pull in. I thought it was you. Did you see it with the police badge over there?
No, not really.
No, he was just like flew by. I thought it was you. I saw your car and I was like, oh shit. Thank you, man.
Take a look and see.
So what'd you upgrade to?
59.
Nice. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Cool.
this makes now my motherboard.
Yeah. What car do you run?
7800.
7800. Nice. Nice, dude. I like the whip. That's good. Cool, dude. I guess we're good. Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, guys, we're back. I'm a little bit sweaty. I had to run back to the mailbox, but since I did put this together, I am going to boot it up to make sure the latest BIOS is on it, so I can put this 5600X in there. Everything looks good. The pins check out. And yeah, and then we'll be right back in a minute. So if you made it this far into the video, I do apologize for my ADHD style brain. I kind of want to go over what I'm doing and how this is a kind of a budget system turned into a better system, right? So I ended up selling the both the CPU and GPU out of that combo for $50, and I got $120. Then we have to add the 1080 Ti, which is $100. I'm putting it in a new case with fans. That's about a $50 value. This case was really cheap. I actually got it for free from Voo, but if you were to buy it new, it's around 50 bucks. And then everything else we have to sort of like add into it, and I will have a total cost at the end of this video. But yeah, so right now we're just gonna show you guys some B-roll of the finished product. And shortly after that, we will do a couple of benchmarks. I kind of forgot about this. I threw it a little bit in the B-roll, but this is a custom metal backplate, and then I used a plastic underside so that there wouldn't be any like conductive issues, just as NVIDIA GeForce. Thought it was pretty cool, so I threw it in there. On to the benchmarks. Although I'm not a Fortnite avid player or anything, this was actually pretty fun to play on the 1080 Ti. I got an average FPS of 112 at the epic setting 1080p with a 1% low of 80 FPS. Jumping to 1440p, we took that 1% low and made it our average at 80 FPS with a 1% low of 56. Jumping over to Cyberpunk, I tested at the ultra setting 1080p, and I saw an average of 60 FPS. I would jump between 60, 55, and then a low of 40 FPS. This is at ultra settings 1080p. Jumping over to 1440p, I saw a lower 41 FPS with a 1% low of 32. On over to Farcry 6. At ultra settings, we saw an average of 78 FPS with a 1% low of 52. And then jumping over to 1440p, we saw an average of 57 FPS and a 1% low of 46 FPS. And for the last game, I've been playing a little bit more of Black Ops Cold War due to the new game coming out, and this game ran just fine. At 1080p ultra settings, we saw 99 to 100 FPS and a 1% low of 69, and then at 1440p, we saw an average of 65 FPS and a 1% low of 79 FPS. So this game was fairly playable and enjoyable pretty much the entire time. All right, guys, so I have the price breakdown here, and it's going to take me a little bit. I got to use my phone because there was a lot of back and forth. So the PC was 50 bucks. The 1080 Ti was $100 from that other video. The 5600X, the guy dropped off for 50 bucks. The RAM was 20. I did take out the other RAM. I'm not counting the value of that RAM, but it does have value. The case and fans, $50. Power supply, I zeroed out because I swapped that with another one that will go into a different PC. SSD and hard drive, that's going to be 20 bucks. Cables, $5. All in all, with gas included, the PC cost $305, and that's without selling the other parts. And I sold that 1050 Ti basically right away because those are very sought after. So that was gone. And then shortly after, somebody came and picked up that 1500X. And so I got a total of $120 in sales from that. meaning the whole cost of this PC was only $185. Now, I realize that this is not something you can just constantly do, but the point of this video is if you get into like flipping, or if you're really into like budgeting like crazy, like finding those real one-off deals, they do pop up. This took me like 1 week to do, but if you really wanted to, you could spend like a month and make like a crazy PC for super cheap, because people just flip stuff so cheap these days. And if you buy things in bundles and you sell other things, you can get really good deals. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, sub. I have another video. I'm doing my kid's PC coming up soon. I was doing this video and that video at the same time. It's actually already done, but I still have to edit and work on that video. And it kind of got messy because my cat was jumping all over the place, and it just, I don't know, it just got crazy. But yeah, it's going to do it. So I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.